Hi, I'm Dale Goodwin, Chair of your Finance Committee here at Iron Oaks, and with me today is Charlene Petrogallo, and we're here to talk about the FACE Fund vote that's coming up. And what we're going to cover in this presentation is what is the FACE Fund, the history of the FACE Fund, Iron Oaks financial health, the ballot that's coming up, and the vote itself. Charlene, do you want to talk about some of that stuff?
I'd love to. Thanks, Dale. First of all, what is the FACE Fund? FACE is an acronym for Facility and Community Enhancement. The FACE Fund serves as a savings account for Iron Oaks to accumulate money from new home sales to help pay for big projects or new amenities. Before 2012, we had no provision to set aside money for the cost of these big projects that come along with an aging community. These are commonly called capital improvement funds. The issue was studied here in Iron Oaks for over a year. And in 2011, homeowners voted to approve our amendments to our CC&Rs to create our FACE Fund. The money for the FACE Fund comes from a fee collected at the time of a sale for every home within Iron Oaks. This money, it's a bit unique. Well, it is special for us that this money is protected money. It can only be used for major projects. It can't be diverted for other uses. So it is strictly set aside for FACE Fund projects. These include major projects, renovations like Stone and Barrel, and the big project that's currently going on over in Ironwood at the Grill on the Green. Also for new construction, and that would be like our pickleball courts and the new parking lot that we built a few years ago. Virtually all adult communities in the Phoenix area have a similar fund. And I think today, after being in place for over 10 years, it's fair to say that the vast majority of homeowners appreciate the value and benefit of this fund to the community. When the fund was created, there were two objectives. The first was to strengthen the overall financial health of our community. And the second was to reduce the financial burden on our current homeowners by providing funds from buyers, new buyers, to help pay for these big projects. The FACE Fund created a way to share the cost among current homeowners and the new buyers coming into the community who will be here for many years to come. I think that pretty much covers the history of the FACE Fund. And I don't know if you have any more questions about that, Dale.
You know, I fully understand it. And when I bought my house 6 years ago, I understood what it was for. And I appreciated the fact that the community was doing it because it helps pay for things in the future that I would hope they don't ask for way more money out of my pocket to do. They may ask for some homeowners to help contribute, but the FACE Fund will reduce any contribution we have to make. So
that was the objective. Yeah. That's right.
So we'll get into the general financial health of Iron Oaks. And I don't remember who brought this up first, but the concept of a three-legged stool, because we have three funds here at Iron Oaks that fund what we do. We have an operations fund, we have a reserve fund, and we have the FACE Fund. Charlene touched on what the FACE Fund does. But the operational fund is what we do relative to golf and food and beverage and all of the amenities and everything that goes on in the HOA. Over the last several years, thanks to Blue Star's management and oversight by the board and the various committees, our operational fund has gotten to be a very healthy situation. We usually have a surplus at the end of the year. Surpluses help fund other things that you need to do, such as capital expenses, equipment replacement that are not in the reserve fund and not qualifying for FACE Fund. So a healthy operations fund is really important. The reserve fund is something that's in place to help pay for the replacement of equipment, golf equipment, resurfacing tennis courts and pickleball courts, things of that nature. And we collect part of everybody's annual assessment goes into the reserve fund. And that fund builds up over the year, and then we take money out of it to pay for all these things during the year. We have about $55 million worth of assets, believe it or not, in this community, not including buildings, but just equipment that need to be replaced in over time. And so we look out, several years in the future and look at what our obligations are going to be there. And we assure the Finance Committee, Reserve Fund Subcommittee, make sure that there's enough money in that reserve fund to do what we need to do there. The FACE Fund, however, is probably our weakest link financially. It's our only tool other than special assessments to help pay for major amenity improvements. And we really need to look at improving the health of the FACE fund. It's falling behind relative to what the value of our homes are, what the cost of construction is, and all of the things that go into improving major amenities. So, Charlene, you want to talk about what's coming up on the ballot?
Yes, thank you. The language on the ballot is very simple and straightforward. There's two considerations for homeowners. The first is to increase the contribution to up to 2 times the current HOA dues. The amount is currently capped at the equivalent of 1 year's dues. For 2022, that's $2,337. The second consideration is to allow all homeowners a one-time exemption from having to pay the FACE fund fee if they were to sell their current home and purchase another home within Iron Oaks. Currently, only homeowners who own property before 2012 are entitled to this exemption. So this change would extend that exemption to all of our current homeowners. We went one step farther with this exemption. We're also going to make it available for all future homeowners. So anyone buying into the community in the future would also be entitled to this one-time exemption. So those are the two, that is what we're asking you to vote on. But I think just as important as what is why. And the simple truth is the current cap on the contribution, which is equivalent to 1 year's homeowner dues, no longer meet that objective I spoke about a few minutes ago of fair cost sharing between you and new residents coming into the community. Approving this amendment will help restore that balance. Final point I want to make, Dale, is that you voted and approved the creation of the FACE Fund in 2011. The issue before you now is the opportunity to strengthen the fund to better serve you and the community as a whole.
You know, one of the things also I think that's important for people to understand is that this recommended change gives no new power to the board. Once this is approved, that's it, unless it goes back to a vote of the homeowners again. So the board doesn't have the ability to make changes to it or anything else after this gets approved this time without homeowner approval. So it's really important that everybody talk to their friends and neighbors about the importance of this thing. I'm kind of amazed when I talk to people that I know. Some of them have a misunderstanding of what the FACE Fund is, or they don't understand exactly how it works or what it's for. And it's really helpful if, for those of you who understand it well, let your neighbors know that this is really important for the community as a whole. The vote requires 2010 yes votes. In other words, that's one more than 50% of the homeowners in the community. And so it's really important that we get the word out and we get to this 2010 number. Do you have anything to add, Charlene, at this point?
No, I don't think so. We're wanting to keep these messages rather short and to the point. There will be other topics addressed in the next 2 videos. So I think we've addressed, and I am glad you pointed out, and I'll repeat it because I think it is important, because there was a misunderstanding last time or some confusion or concern that this amendment gives absolutely no new power or authority to the board. All the current checks and balances that are in place remain just as they are. I think that is important to repeat.
That's great. Charlene touched on the fact that we've got a couple more videos we're going to be putting together for you. We hope to keep them short like this one, short and to the point. So we hope you'll tune in and watch them as you can. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.